Alright, well, we're going to play Kayn. And we are going to take on the weekly adventures here. We are going to go up against a Shadow Portal first. Which might sound weird, but we kind of want the Silver Vault. And to see if we get any of the new champions. Alright, so we have our power. We'll be picking slow but steady, maybe? Now, we could use memory game. And we'll go up against a Crackshot Corsair. They have the power all hands on deck. When they attack, they grant their attacking units an additional power. Alright, we'll replace the White Flame. And we'll keep the rest of our cards. Alright, we'll drop down our Starlord Stomper. They decide not to attack, which is good for us. We'll now drop down our other Starlord Stomper, since it is fleeting. And we'll attack with both units for 8 damage. They decide not to block, that's okay for us. We can't utilize the Hextech Observatories that we get from the Power of Observation, but that's okay. And we'll keep dropping down our Starlord Stompers. Alright, we'll take out 3 of their units. We'll be trading 2 for the 3 that we take. And we'll use the Darkened Lodestone to give an equipment to our Starlord Stomper. And we'll drop down our Saga Seeker. And we'll use the Darkened Harpoon on it. And this works with its Faded, giving it additional stats. And we end the round there. Here we'll drop down Kayn. Kayn takes out the Corsair, and... Okay, well, we'll attack accordingly. Yeah, we're just gonna let this go. Whoever they block, we win. Kind of pointless to block at that point. Alright, and there we go. Alright, we took out the Crackshot Corsair. Well... I guess we could go for Death Ray. It doesn't seem to be all that much. Like, all those rewards are kind of rough for Kayn. Now we have the support champions here. We can go for Riven. With her having Forge, she kind of works with Kayn in a way. It's kind of weird. And we'll go up against the Back Alley Barkeep. They have the Power Bar Fight, which shuffles stats. Okay, and we'll keep our hand. Unfortunately, we don't have the attack token, but we do have Quick Strike Blade on the Rune Weaver, so we'll be playing our Rune Weaver here. And thanks to Memory Game, we'll just be copying our Rune Weaver. So we can use it to do silly blocks like that, but I mean, that's not a bad block. We took one with us. Alright, we'll play our Rune Weaver. Unfortunately, attacks for 0, but that's okay. And we'll end the run there. since Runeweaver is still the last non-fleeting card, we still get more Runeweavers. Okay, they do Mystic Shard on Nexus. We'll now use Glinting Blade Fragment to buff up our Runeweaver. And we'll drop down Runeweaver again. They attack with both, and we trade units here. And we take a little bit of damage too. And we'll pass. And we'll use our Blade Fragment to buff up our Runeweaver, of course. And we'll drop down Runeweaver. And we'll attack with both of them. I'm kind of having fun doing this, but next turn we'll do something different. And we'll end by dropping down the Wounded White Flame. And we'll end the round there. Alright, we'll drop down Kayn, which takes out their Midden-Stalk henchman. And we'll use Kayn to block, which of course recalls Kayn and levels him up. And now we'll drop down the Saga Seeker. Unfortunately for us, we had too many cards in hand. And this is also a new spell. So draw 2 and reduce those cards by 2. That's pretty cool. Looks pretty neat too. Alright. Well, we'll be using the Heavy Blade Fragment on our Wounded White Flame. And we'll be using the Keen Blade Fragment on it too. And we'll pass. That gave us the Blade of Exile, which is a permanent stat buff. And we can drop down the Ranger Knight Defector here. And we'll use Blade of Exile on our Wounded White Flame. We'll use Quick Attack alongside Overwhelm on our Defector. Awesome. And we'll use the Darkened Harp on our Saga Seeker. And then wrap things up by dropping down the Blade Squire before we attack. We'll attack with just our Scout for now. And now we'll attack with all of our units. We won't be using the Challenger, because either way we won't be... I don't think we'll be able to end this round. Yeah. But that's okay. Here we'll drop down our White Flame. Okay, they drop down the Legal Contraption. And we'll pass. Okay, we'll still pass. We can block it with our Blade Squire, since we already have another one in hand. And we'll drop it down. And we'll end the round. Or retain a bit of spell mana and lose 1 mana, unfortunately. But that's okay. We'll now attack with all of our... Well, maybe with just a Scout. Yeah, we'll attack with just a Scout for now. And we win. Alright. Well, hopefully we'll be able to beat this weekly adventure, because I'm sick of losing. I was sick of losing to Rolling Soul. And a lot of the adventures that we have to do for this I guess, would it be like the Arclight chapter? Something like that, I'm sure. Well, anyways. We'll go for the Pt.2 and Castaway. Yeah, and we'll leave. So anyways, we have some special quests based around this event that we had to complete, and the only way to complete them is to beat adventures. So we'll do that. And we'll get the silver vault out of this if we win, of course. So we're hoping to get some nice champion shards for a new champion, and hopefully be able to make more content for you guys to check out on YouTube. We did drop a video today. It's a simple video of us just using Ash. Alright, and they attack with their dancing droplet. That's okay. We will drop down Riven. Alright, and we'll use the Dark and Lodestone on her. And now we'll attack. Oh, we got the swole squirrel from him. Alright, we'll drop down our Ranger Knight Defector. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd be amazed if they didn't attack. I guess we'll just block the Shadow Fiend here. And we'll use the Darkened Harp to give our Defector quick attack, and we'll end the run there. Alright, we have 10 cards in hand. For us to drop down Kayn's not that good for us, fortunately. We'll use our Glitting Blade fragments onto our Defector here. And we'll attack with it as well. Since it does have Scout, that's also going to help us a lot too. And it also has Overwhelm. So we might just be able to win off of that card alone. And we'll use the Keen Blade Fragment. And that levels up Riven. That doesn't change anything, truly. And we're going to commit to this attack. No matter how they block, they wouldn't be able to stop me from winning that round, so yeah. And it seems like we got an icon too from completing that quest, which is cool. Well, I suppose we'll go for Scuttlegeist. And we'll go into the shop. There isn't much going on here. So, a rock glint horn's not bad. But most things we will be attacking with won't be damaged. If we attack, chances are we'll be taking out their unit. We can go for Fire Theory, that's not bad. We'll go for 2 of her. But I don't know about anything else here. Yeah, I'm not that interested in anything else there. We'll heal. Hopefully back up to full health. Oh, almost. We will be whenever we fight Gangplank. He has the same power that he has normally. Though he gets to dread away whenever he drops below a certain amount of health. Nothing too different. We'll keep our hand. This is a pretty nice hand for us. We'll drop down our Rune Weaver. Oh no, and they drop down and make it rain. Oh, that's very mean. Alright, well, we can't attack.
Come out from your shadows, demon.
I suppose we can drop down another Rune Weaver. And we can use Momentous Choice on it so it survives. I think that's a good idea. And we made the most out of Hextech Observatory too. Alright, we now have the Darkened Lodestone as equipment. We'll be putting it on our Rune Weaver. And we'll be using one of the Blade Fragments on her too. They decided not to attack, which I'm kind of grateful for, so we don't lose even more health. And we'll drop down Fire. We'll go for the combat reel. Oh no, they do use Boom Ship. And we'll drop down Riven. What? They had two of those in hand. Oh, that's not fair. We'll be using the Rune Weaver to take out their powder keg before they keep doing that. Alright. And they can have Gangplank now too, which isn't fun for us, but that's okay. We'll drop down Kayn. That takes out their Gangplank. And they decide not to attack, which is fantastic for us. We did lose our Riven though, but we still have Kayn, so we're okay. We'll use Kayn Shadow Step here to take out their Black Market Merchant. And thanks to Hextech Observatory, we get our mana back. Alright, they didn't learn their lesson once again. We'll drop down Rost here. And we'll take out Gangplank once again. Since we already used the Hextech Observatory, we're just going to drop down Riven. They really don't like Riven, I've noticed. We'll use Death Ray to make sure she survives from Boom Ship. Alright, that works. We'll be using our Blade Fragments on her, of course. And that gave us Blade of the Exile. So, she levels up. And now we'll attack with all of our units here. I suppose we'll attack like this to see if they block. Yeah, I figured. Alright, we'll end the round there. They now get their Dreadway, though. We'll use Kayn Shadow Step to take out the Dreadway before things get out of hand. That also utilizes the Hextech Observatory. And they're almost defeated. We'll use the Death Ray that we have to take out their Powder Keg. Alright. They use more powder, that's okay, we'll use Line them up. And now we'll use Knock 'em down on their Nexus to take it out. And there we go.
I know what I must do.
We already got a diamond chest. That's kind of crazy. Alright. So, well, these are all pretty good for... Well, Iceborne Gauntlet on Kayn's not that good. We'll go for Black Cleaver on him. And we have a power to pick. We'll be going for Enfeebling Strike, I suppose. And we'll go up against the Fleet Admiral Shelley. They have the power... I guess I have to read this. If we hunt with confirmed quills. Whenever the round ends, if the player has more units than the foe, they summon a Shell Shocker. And I'm not going to read that again with gusto. I'm just saying. Not happening. And we're going to replace the Scuttle guys and keep the rest of our starting hand. Yeah, we'll drop down our Rune Weaver. Get some free damage off. Oh no, they used Parley on it. Well, they deal damage to our Nexus then. We'll drop down our Rune Weaver once again. I guess I could have used Momentous Choice there, huh? Well, I couldn't block the Shell Shocker anyway, so I guess it's okay. And we'll drop down Rune Weaver again, of course. And I guess we might as well use Momentous Choice. I didn't give it an item that granted stats, but that's okay. We'll drop down the Starred Stomper. And well, before we end the round, we'll also give it Quick Attack. And this works towards the Rune Blade, of course. I forgot to attack and I just passed. Oof. I'm frustrated now. We'll drop down Kayn. That takes out their Shadow Fiend, which is good. Kayn's already a pretty big unit right now. Okay, well I was going to use Kayn to block them anyways, but they did it for me. So, yeah. And we'll skip the block, of course. Kayn levels up from that. And we'll drop down Kayn. So even if we don't have the Corrupted Scythe in hand, Kayn pretty much generates it. So that's good to know. We'll use the Darkened Bloodletters to equip the Starred Stomper 2 to give it some extra stats. And we'll end the round there. Alright, we are going to use Furious Wielder first to take out Jack the Winner. And we'll commit to that, and that will give us our mana back from Hextech Observatory. And that will also heal our Nexus a bit too. Now we'll use Momentous Choice. I guess it doesn't matter who we use it on, truly. And we'll use Death Ray to take out their Shell Shocker. Now we'll drop down the Noxian Defector. And we'll attack with all 3 units here. There's no point in challenging. Maybe there was. Yeah, since our defector didn't have Overwhelm, we would have won if we challenged with Kayn instead. I think we still have time. I don't feel like we're under pressure at all. Win faster, later, whatever. Oh, we have Shadow Step, so we win anyways. We have to skip the block, though. Your time has come, Shell Shocker. Your life burns faster. Alright. And that's it. We'll be full health whenever we start the next encounter. Since full health for us is 35. Alright, and now we have the rewards. We'll go for... Ooh, the weapon hilt's actually not that bad with Farsight Alteration. Yeah, we'll go for that. All those cards are perfect for us, though. You can make an argument that they were all okay, so... I suppose I'll go for Troll Chant here. Buffing our cards is good since we do have a few faded cards. Let's see what we have for powers. Well, we'll go for Stabilize. And the Darkened Ballista's not that bad there. Yeah, we'll go for the Darkened Ballista too. Just one copy of it though, in case we get it with our power from Kayn. That way, if we do get from our power from Kayn, we'll at least be able to use it and it'll have regeneration. Anyways, we're going to go up against the Desert Naturalist here, and we'll take on that champion item chest next. They have the power Rock and Roll. When the foe summons a grumpy rock bear, granted Overwhelm. They're a pain in my ass, those rock bears. So we'll see how this goes. We will keep our hand. It's not that bad. Alright, and we did get an early card. That's good for us. We'll drop down the Blade Squire. And we can choose to attack with it, but they do have the Rolling Sand, so... Roiling Sands. Sorry, I'm a little itchy. They do drop down this Psy Scout. We'll drop down Riven. And the Ephemeral Riven ate the Vulnerable. Which is okay. We'll use the Weapon Hilt to reforge Riven. Alright, and we'll be using the other two Blight Fragments on her as well. And that should immediately level her up. Maybe? Nope, she needs one more. Damn. Well, I might as well use that too. The Weapon Hilt. Alright, there we go. Now we have the Blight of Exile. And we're going to attack with both units here for a little bit of damage, I suppose. Unfortunately, Riven did lose all of her stats, but I guess it's okay. It's kind of weird seeing Spell Shield on landmarks. Like I could do anything about it. We'll use Riven to block one of the Rock Hoppers since it would take the most damage. And we can drop down Kayn. But if we drop down the spell first, at least it'll clear up our hand a little bit. And I don't know which one we should go for. Maybe Blight of the Exile. That makes the most out of Hextech Observatory. And we'll drop down Kayn. Kayn takes out 2 units. And immediately levels up. Alright, and we're going to pass. We're going to hold off on the other Kayn summon until next turn. We'll drop down our Kayn, just like I said. We'll go for Rost here.
Yes, yours.
Rost takes out their scout. And now we're going to attack with all of our units here. We'll be using the challenge to take out the Rock Bear, of course. And before we do that, we'll be using the Keen Blade Fragment. And the other fragment, of course. And we'll commit to this attack for negatives. Damn, we're going to do 63 damage to them. It's pretty good. Alright, now we get the rewards from that. The Rune Squire is pretty good there, except it does have Curse Symbol. I like the double Hextech Fabricator on Momentous Choice. We have the Champion Item Chest. We can go for Ancient Coin on Riven, so now she's a 2 cost. We have the Healer, we don't need anything done. But we can cut a card. And we'll cut the Scuttle, guys. There's no point in us having it. And we'll go up against Misfortune here. They have the Power Boarding Party. When their units attack, they deal 1 to my battling units and to my Nexus. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully everything should be alright. We have full health, they have full health. We'll see how things go. We'll keep the sand for sure. I mean, I guess we should have replaced the weapon hilt, as it does have Farsight Alteration. We do have our attack token. We'll drop down Fireth, Reaper of the Sands, and we will go for the Fishawak, since, well, I guess it doubles up on Overwhelm, but it's okay. They do use Parley, but we could use Momentous Choice here and buff its health. And it's going to give it a ton of items and stop Parley from taking it out. So we're going to attack with it, of course. And we don't have anything to do for quite a while, it seems, unless we get our 3-cost White Flame Dragon or something to that effect. Riven works too. But they do have Misfortune on the board, so we'll see. We have the double Riven experience. We'll be blocking accordingly. And I guess we'll buff Riven's health. And we'll use the weapon hilt on her too. Okay, and we'll commit to this attack. If I did things the other way, we'd lose our real Riven. And I really didn't want that to happen, so that works for us. And we can use the Darkened Ballista here to equip Riven, and now she'll have regeneration as well. And we'll end the round there. Okay, it's now turn 4. We can drop down our Defector. And I think we'll do that. And we'll attack with a 2, utilizing our scout. And we'll attack again with both of our units. And we'll use Riven to challenge their misfortune. And we hit them for quite a bit too. They still have unit advantage. That's something we have to keep note of. But a couple other units were ephemeral, so there's that too. We have too many cards in hand, but I wanted to drop down Kayn anyways. We take out 2 of their units. Thanks to us having stabilized. They decide not to attack, and we'll drop Kayn down once again as Ross this time. And we'll heal our Nexus up a bit. And we'll take both of their units with us. So we now have a unit advantage. They only have 2 cards left in hand. That's okay. We still need to level up Riven. And we can't use Kayn Shadow Step without having an opponent, I don't think. Or maybe we can. He just starts with the free attack anyways, I guess. We could give him Glinting Blade Fragment. And I guess we could just create Blade of Exile here. And that's going to be enough to take them out and win. Oh, okay, or it just doesn't work. I see how it is. Alright, well, you now know that you can't use Kayn Shadow Step like that, apparently. This is the first time for me to try that. That's okay. We'll attack with all of our units here. And then for real this time. Well, we finally beat an adventure on this stream, so I'm happy.